What's up, everybody? Nate Sarantino here, back with another episode of the Guide Spirits podcast. Today, we are talking about how everything you're going through is preparing you for what you're going to go through next. So, you're always going to be making choices, and you're going to be having decisions that have to be made. Some are going to be easy, some are going to be hard. It's like, I have to eat food today. What am I going to eat? Okay, let me eat ground beef and eggs again. That's a great meal. All right, that's an easy choice. Okay, I have to either choose to pay my bills or to the bank or pay some people off. Okay, which one of them is going to be more consequential if I don't pay them off? You see, it's like now you're really starting to figure out, okay, now I have to make a really drastic choice. Am I going to lose a friend, or am I going to lose a lot of credit on my credit score? This, that, and the other thing. There's so much that could be going on. And this isn't actually going on with me, but it's just something I saw, a timeline that could happen. And the whole point of saying this is that, the shit in your life is gonna be crazy. You're gonna go through things, and it's gonna drive you insane. And you're gonna say, why the actual F am I going through this? And you know why? Because you're gonna go through something in the future, or someone you know is gonna go through something, and what you are going through right now is gonna help someone so much. It might be the thing that saves their life. There is always gonna be another person who goes through something similar. There's always going to be another situation that you go through that's somewhat similar, and you're going to be able to use your past to help you in the future. And that's why we go through this shit. It's why God puts us through some of the hardest times of our life as lessons and as blessings. Some things, you don't understand how lucky you are to go through it until you're going through something else that was so much harder, and you're like, damn, I'm so glad I went through that first, because now, I really don't feel like this isn't, it's, that bad. It's when I've tried to kill myself over, really bad, relationship problems, I would try to escape by this, letting myself off the earth, but every time I couldn't, as in, it didn't work out how I thought. And when I look back at these times and I think, damn, I'm still here, I'm still standing. And then I look at what's going on right now and I'm like, shit, this really isn't anything. I can literally make it through whatever gets thrown at me. Anything. Whether I have to fight or just sit there and wait. Because it's a whole different feeling when, you have to just sit and be patient. Sometimes you have to move and you have to fight for what you deserve. Other times, you literally just have to be patient because you're preparing and you've been preparing. And the whole idea is that every day is preparation for the opportunity to come your way. And when that opportunity comes, are you actually going to seize it, or are you just going to let it pass? And a lot of people let this shit pass. When it comes their way, they don't make the right choice. They just say, it's whatever. It's not that deep. I can, no, it will come again. And then it might not. That's the point. You might get it once, and if you don't get it once, you don't get it again. And this one example was literally with a person in my life. It was one of my my first love, and I fucked that relationship up. Excuse my language. Really trying not to swear these days. And damn, years later, it really hit me how great this person was. And I know we'll end up being friends in the future, but it's just so it's so hard to fathom how bad I fucked up what I had. And this person definitely blamed a lot of it on themselves. But at the end of the day, it definitely was me, because I was the one in the bad spot. And I, when I look back at this now, I was like, holy shit, this helped me so much for what I'm going through now. I'm so grateful for the worst experiences of my life, for the times that made me want to kill myself. Those are the times that I'm the most grateful for, because those are the things that, make me who I am. And most importantly, they help me get through these hard situations I'm in my current body. Like this, like February 1st, 2024, like this has been an incredible year so far. I've grown so much since the beginning of the year, and I am learning faster than I've ever learned in my life. What I've learned is that you have to have a balance between patience and action. You always have to be moving forward, but like you have to pick and choose what you're working on. I'm not always in the studio recording. Sometimes I'm out in the world and I'm helping people and talking to people. It's like, I'm not a therapist yet, but I meet all these people and they tell me their problems, and then I give them like, this is what I would do, and then somehow they feel like I help them. And I'm like, okay, this is basically what a therapist does. Like, you listen and then you give someone some information and you tell them what their subconscious is telling them. It's like, I'm not really doing much. I'm just like a mirror. But like, I'm like a mirror that will tell you the truth. And the truth sometimes hurts, but what it does is it sets you free. And this is the shit that like I realized, like I'm doing all this shit, and I'm going through all this shit to help people and help myself. Like, the future version of Nate Sarantino is so grateful that this current version is going through what I'm going through right now, through like this whole like crypto brokerage thing. And when all this gets sorted out, I'm gonna make a podcast on it, but like I can't talk too much more about it than I am now because there's so many variables up in the air, and I don't want to say something that I'm not sure of. So with that being said, when you're going through the hardest situations of your life and you have to double up on your faith and double up on everything that makes you, like your core values, like this is now the time to like make what you believe. Like if you're I just had to cut off another friend because of money, and it sucks because like money will come and go, people will be there forever. And if you choose money over a person, you don't understand how much value that person has in your life until they're gone. And you'll understand very quickly who your real friends are if they flip on you over money, over substances, or really over anything. If people are flipping on you, damn, you gotta check your core values and figure out what you actually believe in, and do you need these people in your life? Because I guarantee if you are going through it and then all of a sudden someone is making your life harder because of something so minuscule, like, I'm telling you, like, that shit will tear people apart. People kill over money. People kill over relationships. Like, I'm so grateful I haven't had to go through a situation where, like, me and another person have liked the same woman or whatever. But at the same time, I'm also a very picky person when it comes to that. So it's different. Just the idea that, like, people can switch up so easily, and that like when the second someone gets uncomfortable, they flip. It's like, I literally love to live in comfort. I meant to say discomfort, because of the idea that when I'm struggling, I'm growing the most because I'm having to push and move forward with effort, and like that effort and the suck and like how bad life can be. Like, damn, it freaking makes me an animal. Like, I turn into a different kind of being when I really have to move forward this way. And it is forcing me to like become the best version of myself. So what am I gonna say to you to finish this off? You gotta push through the suck, push through whatever it is that is like literally tearing you to pieces, and you gotta hold yourself together. And the way you're gonna hold yourself together is by doubling up on your core values. Whatever it is that you believe in, you gotta stand by that shit and die by it. And that's what I'm trying to get to you all. Like, whatever it is that you believe in, you have to die by your values. Like, that's how you're gonna become a successful and prosperous and thriving individual. Like, if you want the world that you can imagine in your head, you gotta do what I'm saying. And I'm saying it because this is what I'm trying to do myself. like I really like thought about this lately. Like, I made this podcast to talk about what I was going through and how I could help other people. And doubling down on these core values these past couple months, like, have made me such a better person for myself and for the people around me. Like, when the second I start to let go of my positive vibration, it, like, everyone around me gets so negative, and it's so crazy how, like, if I'm positive and I have faith, everything seems to work out so perfectly. And that's why I've now hit the point where I'm like, fuck it, like, whatever happens, but, like, I'm gonna have faith that God will take care of me, and that, like, I'm gonna stay positive no matter what, because if God's for you, who can be against you? Thank you for listening, and this was the Guided Spirits Podcast.